Ukraine?
Sure. Well, we've recently set up, working with Hatzalah, which is the Jewish ambulance, set up a plane to go down there and deliver aid. This plane is meant to also transfer patients and people who need assistance outside of Ukraine, to transfer them to Israel or to other locations where they can be helped. We've set up a drop-off site at a synagogue in my district with the rabbi there. We've got people bringing in food and supplies, medical supplies. I actually received a text this morning from just a volunteer who said he's going to drop off pallets of food and medical supplies today. We're also coordinating with Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis, as we've been receiving multiple questions, emails, phone calls about how to get people out of there, United States citizens, people who have family there, if people want to come, and how to get a visa. People have a lot of questions. There's a lot of anxiety. They're confused. They just don't know what to do. So we've been trying to be at the forefront of providing people with the right resources and information. We're also working with the Red Cross to make sure that Red Cross can get to areas where they're not being served right now. I know that in certain refugee camps, they still can get access to first aid and medical supplies.
Rabbi, talk a little more about what has inspired your community. Look, I mean, there's a personal connection for a lot of folks. Huge numbers of Jews in New York City alone. I think it's about 300,000 come from a Russian background or the former Soviet Union. The largest number of those are from Ukraine. You also have President Zelensky, an international hero who is Jewish. Talk about the reaction you're seeing and the things that you know are still needed.
All of those, thank you. All of those are certainly factors that have helped generate the kind of incredible communal response that we have been witnessing. I would note that really we try as a community to live this as a value, to stand by each other, to be our brother's keeper. That's from the beginning of time, and that continues, and it's very strongly felt, very, very strongly seen at a moment like this, at a time of this campaign. There are many direct connections. Something that is there in the background of everything which is going on is that the area affected, Ukraine, was an area of terrible devastation, of historic, strong Jewish communities in the time of the Second World War. Putin refers to the denazification of the Ukraine, which is just the cruelest of ironies for us, for a community that has the historical awareness and the sensitivity and the connections. And what's been incredibly powerful is that that area, when there was the Iron Curtain, was completely cut off, almost completely cut off from the Jewish world outside. There were, of course, hundreds of thousands, millions of Jews within, hundreds of thousands of Jews within that area that were separated from the rest of the Jewish world. But since the Iron Curtain fell, since 1989, Jews have gone in numbers. There were some there before, especially representatives of Chabad throughout the period of the Soviet occupation. But since then, there have been many who have gone in to reconnect the Jews living there to the broader Jewish world, to rebuild historic Jewish communities. And each and every day we are hearing from those people. There's an incredible live connection to those communities. And that has really stirred our community to be aware of the needs and to try our best to respond to them. And it's been an incredible thing to watch.
We only have a few seconds left, but I do want to ask you, Rabbi, to respond to something we heard multiple times from the president of Moldova. And she described the exhausted and desperate people who are leaving their home country, never knowing if they'll ever be able to go back. All of these refugees, now 1.5 million. She said, we have a moral duty to help. Can you address that?
We absolutely do. We absolutely do. It's a responsibility which we take seriously, which we all must take seriously. And for every single refugee, for our community is trying to stand with members of the Jewish community and way, way beyond the same context of the Second World War, where we all feel that the world could have done more, must drive us now to do it right this time, to live up to our moral responsibility, to save those who are in harm's way, to stand up, to stop this, and to prevent its continuation.
Rabbi Moshe Hauer, Vernikov.